Welcome to Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. I'm Rob Wilson.
And I am Tony the Quano.
So, Tony, let's finish off our John Wick series. We started it almost a year ago. We continued it last week, and let's finish it this week.
I think we can finish. It's been a nice series, but it's time to wrap it up.
Well, I mean, there's no more movies yet.
Well, not
so
yet.
We kind of have to wrap it up now.
Right.
So,
I guess there's ballerina, but because it's very tangentially connected, I think keeping it within the Keanu series of movies solely focused on John Wick.
Yes. Ballerina is what we have in the world of John Wick, but it is not in the main John Wick series.
No.
So we may do Ballerina one of these days.
Maybe.
We may talk about it. Don't know yet. But yeah.
But just a solid, decent movie. Not as good as these movies, but I found Ballerina to be pretty enjoyable.
I did too. But yeah, let's talk about John Wick Chapter 4.
No subtitle this time.
John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is the only one that has a subtitle.
Yes. Which, as we discussed last week, it was fitting for what is to come for Chapter 4.
Yes.
Which is basically all-out war.
Yeah.
Not war in the sense that we see in Return of the King, where there's, battalions of armies and infantry.
Yeah, John Wick does not go
or Saving Private Ryan. But it's his own personal war, right?
Yeah, John Wick does not walk into a mountain and recruit an army of the dead.
Well, of course he doesn't. He doesn't have the shards of Darsil.
No, he doesn't.
Forged together.
He doesn't have Enduro.
Then again, if he did, he probably could just take out the army of the dead by himself without it.
Probably.
He does not have to be the heir of Isildur.
Yeah, he could. He would just walk in there, show him a picture of his puppy, and they'd follow him.
Yeah.
Speaking of puppies, there's another great badass dog in this movie.
There's a great badass dog in this movie. We discussed it last week, how dogs are critical to this series. And it continues in this one. We have a new dog in this movie.
Yep.
So, and another great dog, like you said. And this dog plays a critical role, actually.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's the fourth one. And I do think just calling each of them chapter, like you have John Wick, but then you have John Wick Chapter 2, Chapter 3, because it is all basically one story.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of movie series you could say are kind of like that. I mean, not all of them. Like some more than others. Like the Indiana Jones movies, not as much, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's different adventures of the Indiana Jones character.
Yeah.
But the Star Wars, they name theirs episodes, right?
Yep.
The Back to the Future trilogy really is 3 movies that are all basically all tied together within technically just several days.
Yeah.
They span like 150 years.
Yeah. They all take place in the time frame of the movies. They take place in about 2 weeks. Because Marty spends a week in 1955. And then right after he gets to 1985, they go to 2020 or 2015. They spend a few hours there.
They spend no more than a day there.
Yeah.
Right?
Then they go back to 1985, but it's the alternate 1985. And so they spend a few hours there.
But that's just an evening that they spend there.
And then they go back to 1955, spend an evening there, which this is all the same evening, too.
This evening they spend
the same evening.
They experience that evening the previous day.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they go back and they spend a week in 1885.
Yes.
So about 2 weeks and change.
About 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks and change because The movie begins on a day, and then and then it kind of cuts to the next day, right?
Yeah.
Because but yeah, and then that's not a lot of
Now,
time.
I mean, you could. Yeah, it was like 2 weeks and change because I mean he when he goes back to when he's in 55 before Marty goes back to 1885, they got to fix the DeLorean.
Yes.
So that probably takes a couple of days because they have to do it with 1955 parts.
I mean, 1885 Doc gives some instructions how to fix it in 1955, but I'm sure it still took a few days.
Yeah. So let's say 3 weeks tops for that trilogy.
Yeah, so not very long, right? Whereas here we have John Wick, right? And we discussed this a little bit last week in chapter 3. Most of what happens in at least the first 3 is really only over the course of several days.
Yeah. It's over the course of like a week and a half, maybe.
Now, chapter 4, as we'll discover as we get into it, does have a little bit of a time jump from the end of chapter 3 to chapter 4.
Yes, because John
chapter
wasn't
4 itself
left in the greatest of health at the end of chapter 3.
No,
so he needs time to recover. But it's still not that much time.
He was pinballed off a building.
Yeah.
And a fire escape.
Yeah. So by the time chapter 4
even John
starts,
Wick needs to recover from that.
Yeah. Yeah. By the time 4 starts, he is recovered.
Right. We'll discuss that.
But I'm sure he's probably not fully recovered because he's John Wick and he's able to push through. But
yes. You give him a yoo-hoo and he's ready to go. Yeah. But it's it's going to pick up not long after, and I think 3 leaves it in an interesting place about where it's going to go, right? Because 3's all about retribution for him on killing someone on continental grounds, and then him trying to make kind of amends for that to get back in good standing.
Yeah.
So, and then he seemingly makes amends, right? But then he gets shot by Winston, as we were just discussing. But no, Winston's savvy enough to.
Well, I mean, he gets shot by Winston because, sure, he made amends, and then he helped defend the Continental.
Yes,
and that sort of put him on the bad side again, on the
the
opposing side of the high table again. So,
what about him? The Adjudicator is one of the few characters in these movies that shows up and is kind of on the antagonistic side that actually doesn't get killed, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Winston has to. I mean,
she's not necessarily an antagonist, though.
She's not. She's not in the same vein as
she's in a position that she was placed in by the high table to, basically go and serve their justice.
Yes, and there's another character in this movie that is very similar to hers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you would not
Clancy Brown, who is brilliant.
Yes, he's brilliant in this role. Perfectly cast.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of one of I mean, this is again a lot of great new additions to the universe. So he's not so much an antagonist. We have other 2 truly main antagonists that get introduced into this movie, and I think it's interesting because I think that the 2, so the first one obviously had the whole Russian gangsters as the antagonist in that one, right? But none of those characters were particularly you hated them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yosef was okay, douchey little kid, but
you kind of hate him though.
You just want to punch him in the face, right?
You kind of hate him after what he did to John's dog.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean,
but he's not on the same level as Santino D'Antonio.
Yeah.
who is very, very unlikable.
He's very unlikable.
Right? And you don't get that large villain in chapter 3. The villain in chapter 3 is just really more the table itself.
The table in general.
Right? And then we get to see the face of the elder, but
we get another just straight up, antagonist in 4 that we'll get into.
And like this guy, I mean, this guy and Santonio, and it's like both of them are like if you have a boil right in the crack of your ass.
Poor G.
Poor G. That's how annoying these guys are. It's right in there, and you hate it. You just right.
Yeah.
And really, the secondary villain within this too is very unlikable.
Yes.
Who works for the main antagonist of this. And then, there's a few subtle, like, kind of quasi-antagonists that end up, I don't want to really spoil a whole lot, right? Because there's a lot of characters in this movie.
Yes, there are.
Right? We get what? Outside of John Wick, right? We still have Winston, right? Coming back. We get the Bowery King coming back. We get Sharon coming back.
Yep.
Right? We have, 3 allies back in this movie, right? That have been in, the others. And Bowery King's been all of them except the first one, right?
Yep. Yeah.
The other 2 have been...
Winston and Sharon have been in all of them. But we get some new characters here, too.
One of them is the Marquis, played by Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård is brilliant in this role.
He stole the word out of my mouth. He's brilliant. He does not have to be a shape-shifting alien in clown makeup.
No, he just gets to be Bill Skarsgård eating the scenery, just chewing everything up.
Not just chewing little kids.
Chewing the scenery.
He just chews the scenery.
And just having fun with the role.
Oh, he has a lot of fun with this role. This is he's like, this is my time to shine. I will chew every last bit of this up. And he does. And he's, like I said, he's brilliant. Like, I think being that this was the 4th movie, like, they chose a terrific actor for the right, and fit him into the right role to kind of cap off this entire story.
Yeah. And we got Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen.
It's always great seeing Donnie Yen pop up in movies.
Yes. As Kane, blind assassin that is brought out of retirement, much to his chagrin. Is there a parallel there with him and John Wick?
There might be.
We also have Hiroyuki Sanada, who is just this is okay. So one of the things I like about this movie, right? So we talked about how 3 got bigger, 4 gets bigger, right? This is an almost 3-hour movie.
Yeah, it's like just over 2 hours and 49 minutes or something like that.
Something like that.
It's just shy of 3 hours,
right? And this goes global, not just this
doesn't just go to Europe. It goes
to Japan
all over. Yes.
It goes to freaking Japan, which I like. I think it's just brilliant. You have to bring this League of Assassins to Japan.
Yes, and if you're going
to make it appropriate,
if you're taking your movie to Japan, one of the requirements is to have Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yes,
because he's just great. He's wonderful in everything that he's in.
Like I'm somewhat the only thing that makes me kind of sad is that Toshiro Mifune, was born like in the early 1900s,
Mm-hmm.
because he would have been
Oh
awesome
yeah, and see that's the
as
thing.
like.
I was a no. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. Yeah,
No,
go.
yeah, I was about to mention that that Hiroyuki Sanada is basically the modern Toshiro Mifune.
Yeah, and I just he brings such a elegant gravitas
Mm-hmm.
to the role, and not the Western kind of proper like British gravitas that we think of, right? No, he's got that Japanese gravitas, which is
Mm-hmm.
different,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And no less awesome. Uh, but yeah, we also have Marco Zarrar as Chidi in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
as kind of our second main antagonist. We have Shamir Anderson playing really someone with no name.
Playing nobody.
He just adopts the name as nobody,
Mm-hmm.
right? Scott Adkins is in this movie.
Scott Adkins is in this movie.
I love Scott Adkins in this.
Yeah, me too. Scott Adkins in a fat suit
That's
in this movie.
it's very
It's
convincing
very
too. Like,
convincing, yes. Very convincing makeup on him.
so what I love about his character in this movie is that we, when we meet a lot of these antagonists, they project a very kind of high class air to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're very sophisticated. Scott Adkins, he's another one of our antagonists in this movie. And he is dressed expensively, but he's garish.
Yes. Yes.
He is not like the rest of
Uh-uh.
these high table affiliate antagonists. No, he is. Yeah, he's got gold teeth. He wears a purple suit. You're half expecting him to fight Batman.
Yeah. I was about to say the same thing. He's very penguin-esque.
So, also just terrific addition to this world. We had who was it? I had it here. Uh, Rina Sawayama, who is Hiyoku Sanada's daughter in this
Mm-hmm.
movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bridget Monahan, makes an appearance in flashbacks again.
Yep.
We can't forget Helen.
Yeah, we can't forget Helen.
She is kind of the impetus of this entire franchise.
Yes. She's not in this movie much. She's in the first one way more than anything else of the series, but this one Bridget Monahan does make an appearance or two in some flashbacks.
And she is mentioned at different points, obviously.
But the aforementioned dog in this movie is played by Lana Five.
Okay.
Just so we can get that dog casting in here.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. We need that. We've got Sven Wollcott, who plays one of my favorite, very minimal characters in this movie, Klaus.
Yes, Klaus. I am Klaus.
I am Klaus.
So Lana Five.
Yes.
Some other credits for Lana Five were the movie Dog with Channing Tatum.
All right, that makes sense.
And then also, Lana Five plays dog meat in the Fallout series.
Okay.
CX-404, aka dog meat.
I know we called her a he earlier. We'll say she. I don't know. They don't specify in the movie.
Well, they do. I think they do specify he in the movie. But
that's right. Yes,
it's fairly common that they'll use a female dog to play a male dog.
Anyway, yeah, same breed as Halle Berry's dogs. So,
yes,
the Belgian.
Yes,
slightly more aggressive than a German Shepherd, and a little bit leaner, more athletic. Than a German Shepherd is to be properly aggressive we need them to be also.
Yes.
But so yeah, but again, it's much of the same. You get international locales, lots of gunplay, lots of fist fights. This one just umps it with more samurai swords, katanas.
Yes,
because like you said, it goes to Japan. Last time we talked about how it probably has the biggest count of nut shots of any movie. This one doesn't have as many. There's definitely quite a few.
Yes.
But however, the Chapter 3 does not have John Wick hitting anyone in the nuts with a nunchuck.
No. This one does have some nunchuck play.
Yes. But he's in Japan. He's going to use nunchucks.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed he didn't take a sai.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Can you imagine him, taking the sai and doing some nut play with a sai? Where sais are a bit more defensive. I get it, but John Wick, he is not bound.
No.
By that. A pencil is a writing implement.
And we do get a little bit more pencil play too.
We do get pencil play in this.
We'll get to that.
Not from John Wick.
No, not from John Wick.
We will tell you that later. You have to stay tuned to find it out.
Yes.
Which you can probably just get into the movie.
We probably can. We probably should. I mean, yeah. Let's talk about the movie. So, as always, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about this entire movie, beginning, middle, and end. So if you have not seen it, you don't want to be spoiled, pause the podcast, watch the movie, and come back and listen. If you have seen it, or you just don't mind being spoiled, keep on listening. But we are going to be spoiling all of the nunchuck nut shots and pencil play in this movie.
Yes. Yes, we will. There's a lot of different play in this movie. This has some very imaginative play, a very even just how things are shot compared to the other movies, because it has to be.
Yeah,
you got to do something slightly different each one.
It goes bigger than the other ones. It goes more in depth about the high table. And it just expands the world of John Wick.
It does. But as we said, this one does take place a little bit more after the third one, right? Whereas 1 and 2 were, basically a night apart.
Yep.
2 and 3 were not even an hour apart.
No, yeah, 2 and 3 were, like 45 minutes apart.
This gives us a little bit more time. Right? And we just see a fist, and you can see he's just punching this board, and it's bloodied at this point. He has been just sparring with this board for who knows how long.
And then we
can tell some secret underground area.
Yes. Then we get Lawrence Fishburne. We get the Bowery King.
We hear his voice, and Lawrence Fishburne is so good in this series. Lawrence Fishburne does not get enough credit sometimes, I think, of being such a terrific actor. But I love him in this series, and I would say that he probably has about equal time in this as he does in 3.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just a way he carries himself, especially he
might have a little bit more time, just maybe a minute or two longer in this than he did in 3. But
I think he has basically the same number of scenes. The scenes just maybe slightly longer. Yeah, especially the main scene that he's in this movie is a little bit longer. Yeah, and he just carries himself in such a way I just want to see more Lawrence Fishburne movies as he gets a little bit older, because he's at that age now where he's an elderly statesman, and he can provide just the proper gravitas.
Most of what he's been in recent years is more supporting roles. A scene or two here and there.
Yes.
You know, he hasn't like been one of the main cast in a movie in a while. But so I want to see him in more stuff nowadays too. Because they did something now as opposed to, you know, what he was in 30 years ago.
Yes.
You know, he was a great actor back then too, but he didn't have the gravitas that he has now.
Yeah.
And it just
like
be
he was
great to see
intense
him
back
in a starring
then.
role.
He was intense then, but now he's intense, but he can add that elder statesman, again, gravitas, wisdom to that intensity, which is what he does here as the Bowery King.
He's great here because he and Keanu have such great chemistry.
They do. And I just love, like, he's the one that kicks us off the dialogue. He's like, I am the way into the city of woe. Right? All of a sudden, like, okay, I'm also not messing with the Bowery King. Part of the reason is because I know one of his best friends is John Wick.
Yeah.
It's like, I am into eternal pain. I am the way to go among the lost. It's like, I love how he has a high view of himself, obviously.
Yes.
He is haughty. He is called the Bowery King. I mean, come on. It's like, he's like, divine omnipotence created me, the highest wisdom and the primal love. Before me, there were no created things, but those that last forever, as do I. It's like, abandon all hope, all you who enter here, because you are now in the presence of the motherfucking king. Right? What a way to kick off John Wick Chapter 4.
Yep.
And then as he's finishing that line, we see that fist belongs to John Wick.
Yes.
And he has a new suit for him.
And John Wick has just been punching that Makiwara. Over and over.
Over and over.
And it's bleed. Like his fists are bleeding, and it's like there's just this big red spot on the rope on that thing.
He's just punching it as Lawrence Fishburne monologues. But Lawrence Fishburne has a suit for him. A new suit. And he's going to use this suit well through most of this movie.
Yes.
Right? So he takes said suit.
I want to know.
Next time
he gives him a new suit. But what happened to the suit that he had on at the end of the last movie?
I don't know.
I mean, did they just replace it because it took so many bullets?
But maybe it's the same suit, it's just been mended.
Maybe it's an upgraded suit.
Yeah.
Upgraded armor in it.
So, maybe. Maybe it will help him bounce off fire escapes a little bit more easier.
Maybe.
If he has to pinball himself down the building again.
Maybe.
But, yeah, he takes said suit, and next time we see him, we don't really see him. We cut to the desert.
Yes, we cut to the desert.
And then we see the sun. And then we see 4 people on horseback. And you're expecting to see
riding like
Harrison Ford, Sean Connery, John Rice Davies, and Denholm Elliott.
Yes, but you don't see them. You don't see them because they're riding the other direction. They're riding into the sunset.
That's right.
These guys are heading the other direction.
Yes. Maybe they were chasing after those 4, and then John Wick just came along, and they're like, "Oh shit!" and they turned around.
Maybe. But these guys are riding like the devil's chasing them. And we find out that it's not the devil that's chasing them, but it's the Baba Yaga.
Which I'd rather have the devil.
Yes. I'd rather have the devil chasing me than the boogeyman.
Because remember, he's not exactly the boogeyman.
No, he is the one who you sent to kill the boogeyman.
He gives the boogeyman nightmares.
He is the Chuck Norris of assassins.
So after he dispatches these three unfortunate souls, we see him atop a hilltop or a desert top or a mesa, wherever here, and it's in the Sahara.
Mm-hmm.
We find out there's a new
elder.
Now, I don't blame the previous elder if he just retired because,
I don't either. Because, after John Wick gets back in the game, then, it's probably a good time to just retire.
He had an encounter with John Wick and survived.
Mm-hmm.
He made this smart move.
Mm-hmm.
And decided, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, because it never explains what happened to the other elder. Just that that elder's not the elder anymore. And
this elder, you can tell, is a lot less intelligent than the previous elder because he starts taunting John Wick.
Also, before he even starts taunting John Wick, you already know he's not as intelligent as the other elder because he's not in a tent. He's in the middle of a desert. He's just got rugs and blankets and stuff out on the sand. But there's nothing like above his head to block the sun or anything like that. He's just out in the middle of the desert standing there.
Yeah, exactly.
On a rug.
The other elder, he had a legitimate setup.
Yeah. Yeah, he had protection from the desert climate. From the desert elements.
This is the Sahara. It's going to get to 130 degrees.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have a tent.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I get a breeze going through here for us.
I'm going to have servants with palm leaves that they're going to fan me with. Palm fronds. And
so the guy, I'm going to stand out in the sun.
Yeah, this new elder, he's just like, I'm just going to stand here by myself in the sun.
Waiting for John.
But hey, I have a pillow to sit on.
And then John Wick comes along and instead of talking to him rationally, he taunts him.
Mm-hmm. He taunts him.
At first, all John Wick wants back is his wedding band.
Ring. Yes, he just wants his wedding ring. It's
gone like the elder before him. What? Why do you respond to John Wick that way?
Did the elder before him take it and take it with him when he retired? Did he melt it down? What? Is that why he retired? Because he got John Wick's ring. He's like, okay, I'm out of here. I have his ring, and I know he's going to come back for it.
But we're not told, right? And then he just is like, you, John Wick, will never be free. I'm afraid you came all this way for nothing.
And John Wick's like, not exactly. And he shoots him in the head.
Notice how he's just coldly efficient with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
John Wick doesn't give many one-liners. And when he does, they're efficient one-liners.
Yes. And
they're not witty like John McClane.
No.
They're straight into the point.
Yes. This is like 5 minutes into the movie. And right here, that in this movie, John Wick is on a mission. If he just shoots the elder, the one person who is above the high table, if he just shoots him right in the head in the middle of the desert within the first 5 minutes of the movie, shit's going to go down.
But they said that he could be free in the last one. He had to kill Winston. He didn't kill Winston. Granted. Right?
Well, no, they didn't say that in the last one. They didn't say that he could be free.
Oh, that's what he said. Yeah,
they said he would be welcomed back into the fold. He would be back under the table, and he would have to continue to do their bidding for the rest of his life.
Yep. But that didn't happen, right? But then they made the mistake of messing too much with the Bowery King too.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bowery King saves him. Guess what? They're gonna team up.
They didn't know the history between Keanu and Lawrence Fishburne.
No, they don't. Lawrence Fishburne unplugged him from the Matrix.
Yes.
He is really indebted to him in so many ways.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Spoiler alert for The Matrix, which we will talk about one of these days.
Which, if you don't know that plot point in The Matrix, what are we doing here? I will be bringing up The Matrix Reloaded later in this movie, by the way. So, if you don't want spoiler alerts, The Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah. If you don't want to ever be able to look at pizza ovens the same.
I'm so glad he knew where I was going. Anyway, that's for later in the movie.
Yeah.
We had to cut back to the beginning of the movie. So he has killed the Elder, and now we are back in New York at the Continental. Right? And Sharon, he is doing his business, being the greatest concierge in the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He is.
When
if I ever open a hotel,
if I ever hotel, I would call on Sharon.
I hope that I can get a concierge half as good as Sharon.
Yes. Yeah. Even a quarter of good as Sharon. You know what? You know, if I had to sell for a quarter good,
yeah,
I would still feel pretty satisfied.
A quarter as good as Sharon is still top tier concierge.
Yes. So we're there, and he looks up and he sees a Kurgan walk in.
Yes, there's a Kurgan that walks in, and yeah,
and he's like, I can't help you because there's no other immortals in this building right now.
But this Kurgan looks Sharon in the eyes and he says, "There can be only one."
We will also be doing Highlander one of these days.
But no, this fellow that walks in, he's played by Clancy Brown.
If you haven't guessed. Maybe you'll know Highlander, so you haven't guessed.
Yeah, in Highlander, Clancy Brown also plays the Kurgan. So there's your reference for those that have never seen Highlander, which if you've not seen Highlander, you need to watch it. It's excellent.
Or wait for our episode on it.
Or wait for our episode and then watch it. But yeah, anyway. So Clancy Brown comes in, and you know this guy means business. You know he's not your average, person in the world of the high table. It he kind of has the same sort of entrance as the Adjudicator did.
Absolutely.
In John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. But yeah, he's kind of got the same sort of aura about him, where like that he's works directly with the high table.
Well,
that he's sort of a step above all these assassins, but at the same time he's different. Like he's in a different position than the Adjudicator was.
He puts down an envelope and has to speak with the manager, and he's missing a finger.
Yes.
Just like John Wick is missing a finger.
He's missing a finger, just like John Wick, which I did not notice until this viewing.
Yes, I did not notice it either.
I've seen this movie a handful of times, and I never really looked at his hand when he put that envelope down.
But such a cool detail.
He's missing the same finger that John Wick is, the ring finger on his left hand.
So he plunged himself at some point to the high table for whatever reason to be of service to them. Mm-hmm. And they took something.
Yeah.
They took his finger.
Yep.
Right? So.
Yeah, and this envelope has a seal on it. It has a wax seal on it.
Oh, yeah. It's got this. Yeah. Similar to how like the markers can have these, the different seals, right? And so the Shram, because he is the best concierge, tells him that he'll get the manager, and so and Sharon joins him in for this conversation. And this adjudicator, the Harbinger.
Harbinger, yes, that's who he plays. He plays the Harbinger.
He's like, yes, sir, there's a Harbinger to see you. And so he says a harbinger, so makes you think there's multiple harbingers.
Just like, I mean, you would imagine there's multiple adjudicators, because one adjudicator wouldn't be able to go everywhere.
No, not at all. Right? And he pulls out the world's largest hourglass.
With black sand inside it.
Yes.
But yeah, he pulls out this gigantic hourglass out of this bag that he's carrying. It seems like it's the only thing in the bag. But he plops it down on Winston's desk. And he says, "This hotel has been condemned.
By the order of the Marquis.
You have 1 hour to get your affairs in order. Or to evacuate or whatever."
Right? And he says, like, he tells them that the Marquis, Vincent
de Gramont,
right? To be French about it. He's very French.
Very French.
Is expecting him, right? And I guess the Marquis right now is currently in New York, not in Paris or Nice or somewhere in France.
Yeah. No, the Marquis is taking a special trip to New York for this.
Right? And Sharon's taken aback. Like, is this possible? And Winston looks at the letter. He's like, yeah, this has been signed by all 12 members of the table, bestowing upon him to be sole judge, jury, and executioner of this matter.
Yes, the harbinger. See, the adjudicator was not all of this, but the harbinger is judge, jury, and executioner. So right there, you know that the harbinger is above the adjudicator in the totem pole of the high table.
The adjudicator is just gathering intel on things and making decisions. The adjudicator helps carry out decisions already made by the high table. He's just informing things. He is a harbinger of bad things to come. Yes. If you haven't caught that name yet, So Winston and Sharon go meet the Marquis. And as they're going in, Winston, it's like, tradition has it that a condemned man being led to the gallows was permitted a final speech. Right? And Sharon's like, you've done nothing wrong, sir. He is feeling like he is fully expecting that Winston's going to be executed.
Yes.
And then Winston says, Ned Kelly's final words, the hangman put the noose around his neck, were such is life. It's like, can you imagine that defiance? The acceptance? And so I like that they bring this up, because this line here, when you go through the movie, you think back at the movie on all, when you think about everything that happens, I don't think the Marquis fully understands the commitment of the defiance of John Wick.
No, he does not.
And if he did, this movie would be very different. Because he wants to make an example of John Wick is ultimately what's happening here. Right? He is just looking to, he believes if he can just kill people associated with John Wick and just have John Wick executed, well, then the legend of John Wick just dies out.
No. But as we learned from Babe Ruth, heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
And then, John Wick's just going to inspire some kid in the 60s to use PF flyers to run from a giant beast dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should listen to our Sandlot episode, by the way.
I should. That was a fun one. But yeah.
And so then the Marquis, he's just trying to have this conversation with the two of them. about consequences of breaking the rules.
Yes.
Right? And
Consequences
he's got a
big
second
theme.
giant hourglass.
Yes.
That's also ticking down. And yes, consequences are a big
Consequences are a huge theme in this movie. And yeah, so he has an identical hourglass to the one that was put in Winston's office. And
you can see the Continentals in the background of like his office.
Yeah.
He's overlooking
they're in like a penthouse office that's overlooking.
They're not across the street.
No, they're a few blocks down.
They're good blocks down, but because he's in such a high like penthouse, there's no buildings between them that are blocking them. He's got a good view.
Yeah. So you see the sand, the last bit of sand falling in this hourglass that's on the Marquis' desk, which makes you wonder. Which makes you wonder, though, how did he know?
How did they do it at the same time?
Yeah. How did he know when a harbinger put the hourglass down?
Good question. I've had this question each time I watch this movie. Anyway,
I mean, was there like a sensor on it or something, or what?
Oh, maybe.
But anyway, so yeah, once the last bit of sand falls in the hourglass, like the sands of the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
They implode the Continental.
Oh, we are dust in the wind. You see
different charges being just set off inside it,
and the Continental just implodes on itself. It comes down, which then begs the question: when they build these things, when they build Continentals, do they go ahead and set all those explosives up in there?
That's what I want to know too.
Like when they build them, just in case they ever need to condemn it.
Because like this is a properly controlled demolition.
Yes.
They would not have had the time to set up these charges.
They had an hour.
In the hour.
They had an hour.
So, anyway.
And you would have to think that the majority of that hour would be getting people out of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. Well, the high table might not be concerned with helping get them out.
No, but Winston told Sharon to evacuate.
He does.
So you would think that the evacuation would take a chunk of that time.
It does take a chunk of that time.
And the demolition group wouldn't be able to get in there and set all their charges.
Oh, yeah.
While they're trying to,
they got to work around
through the wave of people coming out. Which makes you wonder, though, it does, when they build a new Continental, do they put those charges in place? Just in case.
Just in case. So, anyway. So, it implodes. The Marquis looks at it. He's pleased. Sharon and Winston are definitely not pleased.
No. Winston's like, I had a half-drunk glass of Yoo-Hoo in there I was going to finish.
Right? And Sharon's like, he's, even before this happened, he's like, no, the Continentals, they're a reminder of the rules and the stability. And the Marquis was like, well, but we're still here because you did not kill John Wick.
Mm-hmm. And so the Marquis pulls a gun and he points it at Winston. And he says, without a hotel,
you no longer
need the services of a concierge. And he moves the gun over and he shoots Sharon right in the heart.
Boom. Like, oh boy, no one sees this coming.
No. And Sharon falls to the floor. And Winston kneels down.
And he looks like he is ready to just rip out the Marquis' heart.
Yes.
But he's controlling himself. He's not going to do it.
He's comforting Sharon on his deathbed.
In his final breaths. And Sharon, though, just comforts him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's been an honor to serve you. And
And
Sharon
Sharon dies.
dies.
And jumping ahead real quick to the beginning of the credits at the end, this movie is dedicated to Lance Reddick, who passed away before this movie came out.
I like that touch. And actually, since we're on those credits, I like how like they did a song to this one, and the way it was done was very kind of quasi James Bondish.
Yeah.
It ends with that, and memory of Lance Reddick. This was his final movie.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think he had one that was released after this one. I think.
Okay.
I think he had like one other post-mortem movie, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, he passed away before this movie was released.
And he just looks at Winston's like, "How about you? It's like you should reflect on why I shot him and not you." So, anyway, so now we cut to Paris, and we see this, young girl, probably, late high school, college age, early 20s, playing the violin. And then we see
this young Chinese girl.
Yeah.
Playing the violin.
Exactly. And then we see this Chinese man, right? He's definitely, in his, 40s. He's blind. He's listening to her play the violin, and he's smiling.
And he looks a lot like Donnie Yen.
He does look like a lot like Donnie Yen. Did he survive Rogue One?
He might have. I mean, he is blind in that too. Which, I mean, that's just another Donnie Yen. He plays a blind man so well.
Yes, he does.
He's not blind in real life, but he plays a blind man really well.
He does. So, after he's done listening to this girl play the violin, he is brought to the Marquis's place in Paris. The Marquis has a job for him. Because, as we find out, Kane is a close friend of John Wick.
Yes.
And he knows that
they have worked together. They helped each other out.
Probably knows everything there is about John Wick, and who his closest allies are, who would not betray him.
So, what I want to know is, did the Marquis never have any contact with the Russians from the first movie who hired Willem Dafoe to go after John Wick, knowing that he was an old friend of John Wick?
Yeah, that's the thing about this. Like, again, because I could understand that the Russians thought they could trust Willem Dafoe. Right? They did not have that track record. They knew they hired the best person they could think of to take out John Wick. Right? And they thought, okay, yeah, he's a good friend. Like he knows his movements, right? But they haven't spoken in ages. So why, yeah, he won't betray us. He won't help John Wick. So I get the Russians' perspective on this. But everybody else after that,
yeah, I mean, the Marquis knows. He knows that Kane is an old friend of John's, but he also has leverage on Kane.
And that's the girl playing the violin.
The girl playing the violin is Kane's daughter.
And they have made a deal that she basically won't be harmed, but Kane's kind of under the control a little bit, and now they're leveraging that even further, saying like she will never be safe.
If you don't do this for us, then she will never be safe.
Right? Because they give him, they say, "Oh, I got a name for you." And they give him an envelope, and it's this card with Braille on it, and he reads it and it says John Wick. Right? He's like, as soon as his fingers go over that Braille, he's like,
then his face sinks. He just like, of course you're sending me after John Wick.
Right. And so, but he doesn't really have a choice but to agree. So, but like, this is not a good way to get somebody to your side.
No, it's not. Not only
Marquis doesn't
sending them after their old friend, but also threatening the dude's daughter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know it's probably not going to end well for you if you do that.
No, it won't. But yeah, Kane takes the job, and so now we jump to Japan, and we don't go to Tokyo.
No, we go to Osaka.
I like that's not Tokyo.
Yes, me too. Osaka doesn't get featured in movies as often as Tokyo does, and it's nice.
But Osaka gets featured here.
It's nice when they feature Osaka.
We don't go to Tokyo Continental because I'm sure there's a Tokyo Continental.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, we'll go to the Osaka Continental. Right? And I love it's super Japanese.
Well, I don't know. Would there be a Tokyo Continental? Because it seems like there might be one Continental in each country.
Ooh.
Because there's the New York Continental. We don't know about any other Continentals in America.
Yeah, we don't know the Chicago Continental.
We know there's the...
Or Los Angeles Continental.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe there's a Boise Continental.
Maybe. But, France got the Paris Continental.
Yeah.
Huh. Japan, the Osaka Continental. We never hear about a Tokyo Continental. There might be one, but I don't know. Japan's not a huge country.
No.
So, it would make more sense to have multiple continentals.
Lot of people that live there.
Yeah. It would make more sense to have multiple continentals in a country the size of the United States or France or something,
Mm-hmm.
But Japan is a bunch of islands. So I guess they could have multiple continentals on different islands.
There's one in Okinawa.
Yeah, maybe.
Daniel's son.
Yeah.
Frequently goes there to avoid getting beat up by bullies.
Yeah.
But she doesn't need to anymore because he knows karate. But anyway.
Because Mr. Miyagi taught him. Maybe we should do Karate Kid Part 2 sometime.
And see, that's our Karate Kid Part 2 episode, which we don't have. Anyway, so he makes his way to Japan. And we're there in the Continental. And we're at the front desk with the concierge there. Right? And this guy comes up and he needs a room. And she looks at him. She sees he has his dog. It's like, dogs aren't allowed here.
This guy is Shamir Anderson.
We don't have a name for him yet.
We don't have a name for him, but he has a dog. Played by Lana 5.
And she just says, oh, dogs aren't allowed in hotel property.
And he tells her it's an emotional support dog.
Yeah. And she looks at him like, really? Like, oh, no, I'm her emotional support animal.
Yeah.
It's for her. I'm for her. Right? And she just says, okay, here's your room. It doesn't leave.
Yeah, and this concierge is Rina Sawayama playing Akira.
So, but this guy does not go directly to his room. He goes, takes a seat facing towards the front desk area.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't go to the bar. He just takes a seat.
Yeah.
In the lobby.
And by the way,
he pulls out Sean Connery, Henry Jones's Senior's Grail Diary.
Yes.
And he just starts flipping through it.
Just flipping through it, and he's reading only the penitent man will pass.
It's like, what does that mean?
And he just keeps on repeating penitent man, penitent man, penitent man. Penitent.
So we actually see, though, there is stuff about John Wick.
Mm-hmm. There's stuff about John Wick in this book that he opens up. And real quick, the Osaka Continental is very different than the New York Continental.
It's very different.
And it's very different than the France Continental.
Than the Roman
Paris Continental. The Roman Continental. I guess it was the Roman one that we had in John Wick Chapter 2, wasn't it? Never mind. So maybe there isn't one in Paris. But yeah.
I mean, the Roman one and the New York one aren't super different.
No, they're not super different. But
they both have one's distinctively American, one's distinctively Italian. Roman.
And this one is distinctively Japanese.
Yes.
Like the layout of this one is way different than either of those.
Like the lobby of this one is super modern. But then you have your classical kind of Japanese like gardens up top. You have a sparring area in this.
Yeah.
Continental. Right. Look, there's parts where we see our manager here with this concierge just walking through like this sparring level, right? And these people that are just doing like archery target practice have to stop so they don't shoot the manager by accident.
Yes. They're doing indoor archery. And the manager, of course, is Hiroyuki Sanada. He plays
the first
Shimazu.
time we see him walking with the concierge, what we saw. And he's like, "Why is there a dog in my building?"
And she tells him it's an emotional support animal.
He's like, I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah.
But he's not going to fight it, right? He's annoyed, but yeah, he's not going to fight it. Right? And she gives him this schedule the next few days. And she says like, "Oh, and you have dinner with your daughter tomorrow at 8. He's like, "Oh, how is she doing?" She wrote like, we should. It's obvious that it's that
this is his daughter. Yeah, it's obvious that the concierge is his daughter, Akira. And so they go up to the roof.
Yep, and then she talks to
the rooftop gardens.
She's talking about how the gold members are nervous because they've heard about what happened in New York. And she's like, I'm nervous because I know about your relationship with John Wick. Right? And he's just trying to be reassuring to her, just as a boss, but also as a father. Right? He's just like, we've done nothing yet to offend the table. There's no reason for them to do anything. But then she's like, But like she brings up the valid point that the high table sometimes decides that for themselves, and they know your relationship with John Wick, right? They don't need a valid reason. They talk about rules, but their rules are kind of like guidelines.
Yep. The high table is a bunch of hypocrites. They expect everybody else to follow the rules, but they don't like to follow them themselves.
But she's like, she just says like the high table is going to be coming because of John Wick, and he looks at her. He's like, if he does, we will receive him with grace. And Kira's still like upset. I get it. She's worried about her father. She's worried about the guest.
Yep.
Everything he touches dies. But then they have to bid goodbye. It's like, will you tell my daughter that I'm looking forward to our dinner tomorrow night? And Akira smiles and she goes back to the lobby. Right? And we still have our stranger with his dog looking through the Grail diary when the Marquise men show up.
Yep.
Right? And they request to see the manager. And Akira's like, sure, we can speak with the manager. Right? And as this is going on, we cut to the rooftop. He's got a lovely Japanese garden on the rooftop. He's got one of the coolest tea sets you're going to find.
Yes, this rooftop is somewhat similar to the rooftop gardens in John Wick Chapter 3 when they go to meet with when John Wick and Halle Berry, Sophia go to meet with
similar to that
with the dude.
So he's there with his tea and John Wick shows up. And because he's so hospitable, he pours tea for John Wick.
Yes.
And they have a brief discussion. And you can tell that he is set that he is not going to betray John Wick.
And John basically tells him, don't help me, or you don't have to help me. You don't have to do this because they will come down on you if you do.
I love his response. Like, friendship means nothing when it's convenient, right? Mm-hmm. So he's saying, like, no, I'd rather fight for you in this position when it could very literally mean the death of me and my daughter. But I'm not going to give you up. Like, our bond as bros is bigger than these weak ass dudes up here on the table.
Bros before those high table hoes.
Right.
So
anyway, all this leads to basically that the Marquisman saying, like, this hotel has been deconsecrated without even verifying that John Wick is there.
No, they just walk in there.
It has been preemptively, even before they got in, the Marquis decided to deconsecrate this place. Which again just goes back to her point, like, they don't care. Then again, if they don't care, there's no reason to give them John Wick.
Yeah.
Well, they'll give him John Wick.
They'll give John Wick to him good.
They're gonna get so much John Wick flowing out their ass.
John Wick is going to be invited to this party.
And when John Wick throws a tea party,
Zed ends up dead.
But I love this entire sequence, right? Because we got what's going on in the lobby, right? Because, but John Wick stays up on the roof, right? Everyone else comes back downstairs.
Yeah.
Akira comes up. It's like,
Shimazu comes back down. Yeah. And he greets.
Before that, he tells John Wick, like, you need to get to this subway station. So I could sit here and fight. Like, no. Find passage out of here. I'm going to tell you how to do this. Under one condition. Kill as many as you can.
Yes, kill as many as you can.
He's like, with pleasure. He doesn't say with pleasure.
No.
But you see it in his eyes.
See it in his eyes.
But as you said, he gets back down. Shimazu gets back down, and he is not going to be able to let to these guys.
No.
Right? And what's interesting about...
He's not going to let him through the lobby.
So, we're talking about what's different. Like, the thing about how this lobby's situated, like, you have multiple floors that actually, like, hallways that look down into the lobby. So, actually, I don't know if they didn't realize this, but, like, it actually gives Shimazu and his guys, like, the proper advantage.
Yes.
Now it all just breaks loose, right? And we have a whole melee and fight that just starts breaking out downstairs, and that slowly moves its way up the steps, right? And I guess this is actually when he actually goes back to the roof and talks with John and tells him what's happening and to escape and to kill as many as he can. Right? And we realize that he's got these two...
Because then Akira comes up.
These two guys are like sumo guys, like as his bodyguard, like not necessarily bodyguards, but they're the guards, they're sentinels. Yeah. And everybody starts fighting, like I said. And it moves on up. And what's funny, we don't really get Kane for a while. We finally get Kane as like we're getting midway through this battle through the Continental. And I love it. He's just eating noodles.
He's just eating noodles. And all the Marquis guys are like, do something.
Hey, blind man, do something.
Blind man, do something. He's just eating noodles. So he puts his bowl of noodles down, and he just starts taking all these people out.
Yep. And then he realizes he gets to like this new room and realizes that there's a few other reinforcements coming up behind him. So
he's got a sword cane.
He's got a
sword cane, right?
He's also got motion detectors.
He's also got motion detectors that sound like doorbells.
And so
he starts putting them all over the kitchen.
This is like in the kitchen area where he is right now, right? Mm-hmm. And he puts them up and he sits there with his sword cane, right? And then they walk by and they hear a little bell and they're like, what? And they keep walking like, what?
And every time he hears one, then he pops out and he takes that guy out. And then the next one comes up.
And it's such a clever way of doing it. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel bad for these guys because ultimately Kane was ultimately on their side.
Yeah.
And he killed them.
Yeah. Anyway. But they were also trying to kill Kane, so.
Yes.
So we could argue self-defense. But.
And so eventually, right, we get Kane and John Wick kind of.
Well, first, before Kane catches up with John Wick is in sort of one of the sparring rooms, and there's these glass cases all over the place.
That's right, yes, with old, like, feudal, like armor.
Yeah. With
Japanese
like
armor.
Samurai armor and different weapons and stuff in these glass cases. And there's these two big guys that are coming after John, and they have the same suits that John's wearing, like the same armor suits, the body armor suits.
Yeah, but it's a gray suit instead.
Yeah,
so you can tell this is like the Marquis guy. Like these are a higher level of like assassin and bodyguard.
All the rest of the Marquis soldiers that came in, they're all wearing the same body armor of the guys in the last movie that attacked the Continental in New York. Like they have that thick body armor that, you need big rounds to get through. So everybody's having a hard time killing them.
They'll be ones that will go in for close contact if you have to. But
these two guys that are coming after him, they're knocking him around. They throw him through one of those glass cases.
And then he gets down and he realizes there were nunchucks in this case.
There were nunchucks in this case. And he picks them up.
Now he has nunchucks.
And he throws one of them at one of the guys, and the other one he starts using, like Michelangelo. And so he's just like beating these guys with nunchucks.
He just starts beating them with nunchucks.
And he gets a few good crotch shots in there too.
Yeah, he gets one square. He gets all three members.
Yeah.
And what I love about this guy is like eventually this is the same guy. Like he gets him down again to be where he's incapacitated, and he stomps on this guy's balls.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the guy. He's laying on the ground. He gets stomped on the balls by John Wick, and his natural reaction is to like he shoots up and holds his nuts.
And then John Wick hits him in the head with the nunchucks. Oh,
hits it in the nunchuck, and then he's like, "Oh!" And then he gives him a headshot.
Shoots him in the head.
Yeah. So, but he kills both of these guys.
And then right after he kills them, then Kane comes in.
And they have a nice little fight.
They have a nice little shootout, which is all the more impressive because Kane is blind.
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm.
And he can shoot accurately.
And it looks like Kane almost has the upper hand on this when a shot rings out from up above. And it's our mysterious stranger with his dog.
Mm-hmm.
And this is enough to allow John Wick to escape.
But right? I love this part because, like, Kane knocks John through this glass piece of art kind of thing, right? And when John crashes to the ground, he sits there just very still, doesn't make a sound. And Kane comes up and asks, he's like, "Hey, John, are you dead?
You dead?"
And
yeah, man.
John does not make a sound. And so Kane, starts sort of walking a little bit closer and sort of feeling around. And then that's when the shot rings out. That's when the mysterious stranger shoots.
By the way, there's a little
and John gets up and runs.
With the stranger that I like is he has a flip phone.
Yes.
Right? We see throughout this movie people like looking at their phones and look at bounties and all these things, right? And it's your classic, smartphones now, right? No, this movie came out in 2022. He's old school. He's using an actual flip phone. We're not talking new school smartphone flip phone.
Yeah, I think it's from 23. So yeah, even more like.
No, he's using circa 2003 flip phone, maybe 2006, 2007, mid 2000s, but because he's looking, he's getting these messages about the contract.
He's using a pre-Motorola Razr flip phone.
Yeah, that's to say, it's definitely predates the Razr. That was my thought on it. Which was a terrific phone, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Both of us owned one. We should know.
I had a couple of them over the years.
Anyway, so John Wick is getting ready to escape himself after he kills some guys, on his way out. And he's going through these woods, and then these shots ring out, and some other guy gets shot. And he gets shot by our stranger again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And John puts his gun up, and he sees that the guy's not going to shoot him. So John doesn't shoot. And then he sees that the guy brings up his phone. He's like, how big's the bounty is basically the question he asks. It's like, it's not big enough. But it's getting there. I need you to take care of yourself, John. We're in this together now.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you're safe from me until the money gets high enough, till the price on your head gets high enough.
So John's like, okay, I'll take it. Right? And so that's the last we see of this guy, a stranger. We're just going to call him a stranger for right now. We could call him Mr. Nobody, but the movie has not called him Mr. Nobody yet.
Nope.
The movie has not given us a name of this guy.
All we know is he's a tracker.
Yep. He's got a dog. Right? And we don't even know how officially he got really into this world. It seems like he might have just kind of stumbled into it.
I was going to say, he seems very recent in this world.
Yeah.
Like, he seems like he's only been in it for, maybe a couple of years tops.
Yeah. And I think he's
long enough.
So recent. He has stayed under the radar that no one really knows who he is.
Yeah. I mean, he's been in there long enough to make his tracking ability known, but he seems in awe of John Wick.
Yes.
As somebody who maybe
different.
Hasn't had the experience that several of these other people that have come after John Wick have.
Yes. He's not a friend to John Wick like Kane is a friend of John Wick, right?
No, but you can tell he admires him.
He admires him, absolutely. Maybe not as much as Zero. He's like, I'm your biggest fan. Yeah. I can't believe I'm sitting next to greatness.
Is that the dog?
Is that him? But yeah, he's I love the mysterious background of this character, and that we never really get anything on it.
No,
I love that it's just they keep it that way.
Yeah, me too.
Spoiler alert: we don't find out his background in this movie.
No, we don't. But it just means that there could be another movie in the future about him.
There could be.
I'd watch it.
They might fill that in. Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, since they've started expanding the world of John Wick with the ballerina, and
they have
some other ideas that they're throwing out there. No, we'll discuss some of them later. But
we will. Anyhow, So John Wick's on his way to leave. But, there's still the details about what's happening in the hotel here, right? And Shimazu and Akira, they eventually had to come face to face, obviously, with King.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And this is up on that rooftop, in that rooftop garden.
It is. And Shimazu's just looking at King like, you don't have to do this. You can just leave right now. You don't have to stay for them. Because I will gladly kill the rest of them all by myself.
And Kane knows that he could do it. But Kane, he doesn't want to be there. But he has to be there. Because if he's not there, then they're going to go after his daughter.
You can tell he's conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, as far as he knows, she's been kidnapped. Or not kidnapped, but they've been just waiting right outside her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
In Paris, ready to kill her. And, Kane tries to give this speech like, friendship was bigger than. I always realized that friendship was bigger than any guidelines or rules that the table might try to set.
Friendship is bigger than markers.
Yes. Right. And they have, a good old fashioned sword fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But Kane wins.
Reluctantly.
Right. And reluctantly. And you can tell all of a sudden, he's regretful of what he's done. And, thinking, there had to be a different way than this.
Yeah.
As Shimazu is dying in his daughter's arms. Right. And so now he's made a new enemy.
Yes, he's made a new enemy.
Because he killed the father of somebody.
Yep.
He doesn't have six fingers.
I wonder if this is going to come back.
Down. It might come back.
I wonder if this is going to come back.
I haven't thought about that. Wow.
Yeah, he just killed Shimazu right in front of Akira.
Huh. What might happen?
Yeah, what might happen as a result of that?
So we cut back to this train station in Osaka, and John gets on. Akira, then not long after, just a few seconds after he gets on, Akira gets on.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have this conversation because she really is just looking for revenge. Either it's going to be by her hand or John's hand because she holds John responsible.
Yep. And so,
you can kind of tell he's taking it in, and he understands the pain and the anger that she has.
And then John's like, "Don't worry, babe, I got this.
I will kill everybody." And when I say everybody,
I mean
everybody. The emphasis is on every and body.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hit anyway.
Yeah.
So we gotta shift our way back to the U.S. And we're at a cemetery, but we're at the area where you can inter ashes. And you can tell John has not had a chance to give his condolences to Winston over his concierge being coldly executed. Because he's a good man.
Yeah.
He did not deserve to die.
And so Winston is there at Sharon's grave.
Yep. And they have this brief conversation about things. Right? And Winston just finally looks like, what end? Like, how is this going to end? It's like, when I kill everybody. Winston's like, they're like a Hydra. As soon as you kill one, they're just going to replace it. They're just going to keep going.
John's like, well, then I'll keep killing. I'll keep killing them until they're all dead.
For how long can they kill people? They're like the Hydra.
Yeah. But I'll
cut one head off, another one goes back.
I'll keep cutting those heads off until there's no more heads to pop up.
I will pick up that dragon and drop him into the molten fire like the T-1000, T-800 in Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's going to be all right.
I will cast that high table into the fires of Mount Doom.
Obviously, they don't because we were talking about it, and we have not done an episode where they cast all those troubles into Mount Doom. All those difficulties into Mount Doom.
Well, we've done an episode where they cast something into Mount Doom.
Yes. Yes. It was a ring. Still think Hugo Weaving should have cast a person into Mount Doom.
Yes. Like, I mean, a person was cast into Mount Doom, actually.
Well, yes. Anyhow, so turns out that Winston has an idea. He's got an angle which we don't fully know yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you gotta actually take this tall table to task. Right? You know,
mm-hmm.
If you're truly looking to get your life back, you gotta fight these guys off. You can't just go ahead and kill everybody.
No, but what you can do is you can challenge the Marquis to a duel. And John is like,
I thought that was a myth.
High table duels are a myth. He's like, no, they're real.
I love Ian McShane here. He's like, no, they're a cold, hard fact.
Yes, they're a cold, hard fact.
This, like, Ian McShane's great. You could his Shakespearean training just oozes out of him in this movie.
Mm-hmm. And John is like, but I don't have the status to be able to challenge him.
I don't have a family anymore.
And Ian McShane, Winston, is like, yes, you do. It's like, no, but my ticket was torn. Like, well, then you should go about getting it mended.
Find a way to mend that ticket. Right? And so that's what we get. Right? He is going to try to wait. He's going to, I lost my train of thought.
He's going to go to Berlin.
Oh, that's right. It's Berlin. Thank you.
He goes to Berlin to get his ticket mended.
Right. I love the music as we get to Berlin. It's at night. It's this old kind of arch gateway.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we cut to him walking the streets. And he knocks on this door, and it's where the Ruska Roma's headquarters are in Berlin.
Yeah. I don't know why he couldn't have just gone to the director in New York.
I don't know.
The one who tore his ticket.
Maybe Angelica Houston is now making another movie, and so she can't be there for him.
Maybe. I don't know.
The Vatican's, investigating her stigmata. And so, anyway.
But instead, he goes.
And at first, it's like a church, kind of like the first John Wick movie where he goes in. It's a church. That's a front for, where they kind of launder the money.
Yeah.
But not that elaborate.
He walks up and the priest is up at the altar. And John walks up to him and says what he's there for. The priest pulls a shotgun. And John barely has enough time to pull his jacket up to take the blow. And the guy just shoots him
and Grant,
with a sawed-off shotgun.
He had no reason to expect that was going to happen.
Yeah. And so he's taken in and strung up. He's taken into this room, and he's got a noose around his neck, and he's basically being stretched.
Yeah, they're going to stretch him. They're going to quarter him. They're going to strangle him.
And
he's like, but we're here. I'm here to speak to Piotr.
Yeah, Piotr, yes.
Ticket mended.
He's talking to Katya, who's played by Natalia Tena. Mm-hmm. And Katya tells him, well, you can't speak to Piotr. Piotr's dead.
Why? Like, yeah.
Piotr was killed.
Because you betrayed the elder. At this point, the rescue robot has cut their ties with him.
Yeah.
There is no reason for them to kill the elder. Their leader.
So they came and killed Piotr.
And all of John's like, then we have a common enemy. Again, keep your friends close,
Mm-hmm.
but your enemies closer. You got a common enemy. They can work together. Keep the enemy close.
Yep, the enemy of my enemy is
Much
my friend.
easier if you're working with someone else to keep that enemy closer to you. Anyway, not that John Wick needs to keep the enemy close to him because he's just going to kill everybody.
Katya is like, okay, we'll make you a deal. We will mend your ticket if you kill the man that killed Pyotr.
Like, that's a deal. What's his name?
His name is Killa.
And this guy Klaus will show you how you're gonna get to Killa's place.
And this guy Klaus, all he can say is, "I am Klaus."
I love how he slaps John in the face. He's like, "I am Klaus.
I am Klaus."
Right, and we cut to Killa's place, and it's not as an old of a ruin that we saw just earlier.
No,
but
it's basically
definitely oldish.
It's basically a nightclub.
It's a nightclub, just like we saw in the first John Wick movie,
but not the same style of nightclub. This is like a glass nightclub with waterfalls.
I say this place has waterfalls. John Travolta
indoor waterfalls
is just there.
Yes, doing face waterfalls with everybody.
By the way, you should listen to our Face Off episode from last summer.
Yes, plenty of face waterfalls in that movie.
But they take John Wick to Killa's, his location within the building here in his office.
He's upstairs.
And he is playing. He's not playing cards right now, but he is
he's
playing with
a
deck
card
cards.
table. He's sitting at this table and he's got a deck of cards. And
Klaus gives him a letter.
Killa is played by Scott Adkins. And Scott Adkins is wearing a fat suit. And it's very convincing makeup they have on him.
Oh,
he looks like this big, like penguin-y dude. And he's got the 4 teeth right in the front are gold. Like on top. His top 4.
Yes. And John has to bring proof that he killed.
Yes.
Killa. So
John comes up to the table and he sits down, and next to him we have nobody. We have this mysterious stranger with his dog. And then Kane comes up. And he sits there.
And the guards capture nobody and they brought him in. Kane was there already because he knew where John was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that John's been sold out. Like, they just figured, let's just sell him out. There's no way he's going to kill Killa. So might as well sell him out anyway to make it even harder for him.
Yeah.
To avenge the death of your beloved. I don't know why they don't see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So Killa decides that they're going to play 5-card draw.
Because he realizes that, John wants to kill me. Right? And the rest of us just want to kill John.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a card game.
So he starts dealing the cards. We're going to have a quick little poker game. And John turns his cards over. He's got aces and eights, the dead man's hand.
Yeah. Obviously, they're going to give him the dead man's hand, right?
Mm-hmm. And then the mysterious stranger,
has
Mr. Nobody.
4 of a kind.
Well, no, the mysterious stranger has 4 tens. Wait, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, Kane had 4 tens. The stranger had a royal flush.
And he is looking kind of proud of himself that he was able to pull this royal flush. Yeah. You can tell that he's acting too proud about this and that he's not thinking that this might be rigged.
Yeah. And then, one at a time, Killa starts flipping over his cards.
And he starts taunting all of them.
He's taunting all of them.
Kind of like, oh, here's a joke. A blind man, a tracker, And John Wick walking into that bar.
Bartender says, "What a long face."
John Wick is after us.
Yeah.
John Wick is after me. I have a long face.
So he flips over a 2. And then he flips over another 2. Then he flips over another 2.
And then another 2.
And then another 2. That's 4 2s. Then he flips over his last card, and it's a 5th 2.
Yep. Which, of course, 4 2s would not beat the 4 10s.
No.
Or the Royal Flush.
No.
But 5 2s, technically,
I mean, there aren't 5 2s in a deck.
But for a guy like this, you're going to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. And everybody kind of gets quiet, and then Kane is like, let me guess, 5 of a kind?
Yep. And then he kind of laughs at that, and then seeming like that this scene's going to end, and out of nowhere, John Wick picks up a card. A fucking card.
A card. Maybe Kane's name was 4 9s, because there was a 10 in the Royal Flush. Never mind. Anyway.
Yeah, 4 9. It was better than the 4.
It was 4 of a kind.
4 2s.
It's 4 of a kind.
Just the 4 2s. Kane's 4 of a kind would have beat the 4 2s. It was higher than that.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so John picks up a card and he throws it and he cuts Killa's neck.
It's so cool. He just kind of casually flicks it, but kind of hard. And then gets there.
The guard that's right behind Killa, he throws another card at him and takes him down with that card. Like he's pulling some gambit moves here.
He is. There's a lot of gambit moves happening in this scene. None from Killa. Killa kind of gets out. He's just pushing people out of his way. Like, this dude's 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going to these waterfalls and there's rave happening. Right? Well, before he gets to that point, John Wick, right before Killa gets out of the room, shoots him in the ass. We should come back later because there's a point where they're looking face to face. He's like, "You shot me in the ass." And he just goes, "You bastard."
Hey, it was a big target.
It was a big target. Right. Meanwhile, back in that office, right? The other two, they're just still fighting everybody out there, right?
And John goes after Killa.
And there's waterfalls going down. There is fight strobe lights.
Right in the middle. So I love how in these movies, the only one that really didn't have one of these scenes was Chapter 3.
Chapter 3 did not have one of these scenes.
But in each of these scenes where there's a big like dance club or concert type crowd, right? These people are fighting and killing each other right in the middle of it. And everybody's still just dancing.
They're still dancing.
They're standing 2 feet away. They're still dancing. I mean, sure, a couple of them are stopping and watching and like kind of freaking out, but most of the people are still just like sitting. They're getting into it. They're dancing.
There were some Chinese guys that come up, and John Wick takes an axe and splits the dude's face open with it.
Yeah,
and people are still going
right in the middle of a crowd of people, and people are still just raising the roof.
And after he kills this guy, he's
still doing our fist pumping.
He's looking around. He's like, "I think I had sex in a pizza oven in one of these places once."
I think so.
Carrie-Anne Moss was there.
Yeah. There's a rave just like this.
It was just like this.
But actually, maybe not just like this. It was in a cave. It wasn't in a glass building with waterfalls.
Like the base.
But there's got to be a pizza oven around here somewhere.
There's got to be a pizza oven somewhere around here. So the bottom of it, like the basement or ground level, like they still have like these concrete, like exposed concrete, like pillars holding things up, right? John gets in a fight with one of these guys, and like he like is able to stab the guy's knee into one of these things, and it's just there in the air. The guy's trying to move around, even though he's now like a 3-legged man.
Yeah.
And the one this other leg is pinned into this thing, and John just shoots him in the head.
But John he catches up to Killa, and he knocks him down, and then he just climbs on top of him, just start beating him in the face, just punching him over and over in the face.
But Killa's still going to keep going. Killa's a big dude.
Yeah.
Right? He just looks up like, why won't you die? Right?
And he gets John off of him.
And he throws John. He's able to actually get John. Yeah. He throws up John. Like, he throws him down to like the bottom level of this place.
Oh, no, not quite. He's there because they're still kind of high.
Not quite. That's right. Not quite.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
But he throws him. And then Killa comes after John. After he threw him. And John is able to counter Killa and flips him over a railing. And he falls like 2 stories on his head. At the bottom of the stairs.
Straight on his head.
Falls straight down.
And by this point,
lands on his head.
The clue they should probably evacuate. Mm-hmm. So they're leaving just as he just throws Killa over the edge.
Yeah.
And they're running by as Killa just plummets and falls on his head and just, breaks his neck and probably just shoves a piece of his skull into his brain.
Yep. So John goes down to Killa, flips him over, sees that he's dead. I love
it. Yeah. And you're thinking, well, there's axes around. Is he going to like David and Goliath this and just cut off his head?
Or is he going to like take his hand or a finger or something so they can get a fingerprint or something like that, prove that it's him? No, he just starts punching him in the teeth until he knocks his teeth loose. Then he just pulls one of those gold teeth out of his mouth.
And that's it. And then he leaves, he walks away, and then the camera just hangs on Killa with his mouth open, and now just a missing tooth. So meanwhile,
John takes that tooth back to Katya.
Before that, like Kane and are at this point he has a name.
He's just nobody.
We missed the scene. We missed the scene.
We missed the scene with the Marquis.
His name is Mr. Nobody. We missed the scene. So we have a scene where Kane is meeting back up with the Marquis. But Mr. Nobody is there also.
Nobody's there.
Or our stranger is there. And Marquis wants to have a conversation with him.
He asks his name. He's like, who are you? And he just says nobody.
Mr. Nobody. And so he just says nobody.
He just says nobody.
That's kind of like Cyclops, actually. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is your name? He asks, Odysseus, what is your name? I am nobody. Right? So Marquis just says, oh, Mr. Nobody. Right? They negotiate. It's like, oh no, I can track him, I can get him for you and all this.
25,000 or 25 million, and the Marquis is like 20. And
they negotiate.
Mr. Nobody's like 23. And the Marquis brings Nobody over.
Like, we got a deal,
there's a small table.
Yeah.
And the Marquis goes and he pulls out this knife and he just stabs Nobody through the hand and pins his hand to the table.
This. And we focus on Kane. Kane is not surprised by this turn of events.
And Nobody's like, what are you doing?
Him, was like, this price is gonna be high.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you really want to do this?
And so Nobody's like, what are you doing? And the Marquis is like, determining what kind of person you are.
You gonna pull that out?
You can either pull the knife out and show that you only care about yourself and self-preservation, or you can pull your hand out of the knife and prove that you are willing to do the table's bidding. And so
for a second, they think he's going to pull it out.
He grabs the handle of that knife, and then rather than pulling the knife out of his hand, he pulls his hand against the blade, against the edge of the blade, and cuts through his hand to get it out of there.
And now he is losing.
And then the Marquis shakes his bloody hand and tells me he has a deal. So yes, that happened before. Yes, that happens before the stuff with Killa.
That's between the scene after Japan and before Berlin.
Yeah. So this whole time with Killa, when they're sitting at the table, he's got his hand wrapped up. He's got a bandage on his hand.
So, but yeah, and the two of them have fought well together side by side. After this little rigged card game, right? Mm-hmm. So we get to the point where we see that Mr. Nobody has a great view of John as he's escaping out. But he gets stopped by Kane. And Kane's like, this is not how we do this. We're skilled. We're not going to resort to this easy kill. No, 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 no. Right? So that's that. And then John just goes ahead. He brings that tooth back. And they're like, okay, we're going to accept you back to the fold.
Does Katya have a dentist on call to, confirm that it is actually Killa's tooth and not just some other gold tooth? Well, that's the thing,
because she looks at it, she smiles, and just accepts that this gold tooth belongs to him.
John could have just taken a gold tooth from somebody else. He could have taken a gold tooth from Joe Pesci in Home Alone.
That's right. It was there. It fell out. Why not? So, oh boy. So he's bringing. Anyway, so we're back with John and the Ruscaroma, and they accept his.
Yeah, they accept the proof that Killa is dead. And so then they go through the process of...
They have to do the ritual.
Yeah, they go through the process of mending his ticket. So what that encompasses is
Can we talk about how...
They have a pot of molten metal. Like they have this pot that they melt. It's filled with molten metal. So they carry it over, and so it's red hot.
It's red hot.
And on either side of it, there's a brand.
There's a branding, yes.
And so John and Katya stand on either side of this big pot, and they extend their arms, and they say some words, and then
they do some Russian,
and then they both put their arm up against the brand on the side of this, on the sides of this pot, and they brand their arms.
It feels so good to do this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say something along the lines of like, "Your pain is my pain, your life is my life."
Yeah, they have a whole thing. Your life is my life. Like, again, they're a family again.
Mm-hmm. They're a family again.
It's beautiful.
And so once that's done, then John is welcomed back into the Ruscaroma, and Katya agrees to challenge the Marquis
to a duel,
and to have John be the one who is dueling.
And she asks, "Well, who will be your second?" Did we discuss that part about the duel too? When they're at the Sharon's grave?
No,
I think we missed that also.
No, they didn't mention the part about the second.
Okay, we talked about but we did talk about the duel.
Yes, we did talk about the duel.
That's what I thought. Okay. I was thinking that we missed that part for a second, but it was the second part that we didn't talk about. So, okay.
But then we have we
cut to Winston.
Who's going to be your second? And then we have Winston, and he is walking through an art museum.
This giant hallway
of art.
This looks like this is a private area. This is not your typical collection.
I don't know if this is like an art gallery or if it's like just the main floor of the Marquis' place.
Right. They don't tell us that, and they don't need to. It works out perfectly without it.
But the Marquis is there, and Winston is holding a paper. It's rolled up like a scroll, and it's got this wax seal.
It's got the lovely wax seal.
And he walks up to the Marquis, and he tells him that John Wick is challenging you to a duel. And the Marquis is like,
and the Marquis is like,
he doesn't have a family. He can't do that.
Yeah, the Ruscaroma.
And he's like, well, the Ruscaroma mended his ticket, and they are issuing the challenge.
He's like, okay. And he kind of scoffs at the idea. It's like, I can beat John Wick in a duel. Can you? Can you really defeat John Wick in a duel?
Well, we're going to find out.
I mean, I know he casually killed Sharon earlier, but could you kill anybody in a duel? To be honest. Mm-hmm. Maybe some punk 5-year-old he would kill in a duel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're back to them. They're talking. And then as Winston's about to leave, because he's got assurance that the hotel will reopen, he'll be the manager.
Mm-hmm.
The Marquis drops. Like, you do realize about the rule of seconds. Like, you will suffer the same fate if John Wick loses. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Winston's kind of, I don't think he fully understood it, but then he just is like, such is life. He's accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the Marquis doesn't understand this aspect.
See, I think that Winston did understand the whole
he did
aspect of it. And yeah.
I agree with you, yes.
He knows that John is not going to let himself lose.
No. You know,
he has confidence.
I'm sure there's a part of him that's like afraid that it might happen.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, he has a very good assurance that it won't happen.
Yeah.
So
they're all gathered. They're all brought to the Marquis' place in Paris.
Yep. And they're sitting on the outside of it. And
the Harbinger is there.
They had to determine the house rules, the rules of this duel.
So there's this table.
And they each have like 3 rows of about 10 of these giant tiles that have numbers on them.
Yes.
And then they go back
John's
and
sitting
forth
on one end of the table and the Marquis is on the other side. And so then the Harbinger is
time,
there.
Weapons, where all these things. And the Harbinger, he's just acting as a neutral party.
Yes. And so we also have Winston and Kane are both there too, because they are the seconds.
Yes.
Winston is John's second and Kane is the Marquis' second. And so basically the thing with the second in a duel is if for whatever reason the challenger or the challenged cannot perform the duties of the duel, the second steps in to do it.
That's right. And they're all fine with this.
Yeah.
This presentation of things.
And so since the Marquis is the one who's being challenged, he gets to go first in choosing what they do.
Yep. And the first thing they're going to do is choose the time.
The time. And the Marquis
and he says tomorrow at sunrise. And he flips this thing over. It's like a 9 or 10, something like that.
So one side of these tiles that they have a number. And basically one person says their choice. And then the other person says their choice.
And whoever has a higher number.
And then they flip their numbers, and whoever has the higher number gets their choice. So, yes. So, John flips over like a 2 or 3 or something, and it's lower than.
And John, well, his answer for when, he's like, immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he loses. Like, he flips like a 2 or 3. And so, like, whatever it was basically going to beat them.
Yeah.
So, and then they decide
and they have the place.
Where? Sacré-Cœur. John wins this one.
Yes. And then we
get to
say weapons, and the Marquis says knives. Flips his number. Then John says pistols, and he flips his number. John has a 23.
Yeah.
And it's higher than the Marquis' number that he flipped.
And so the Harbinger's like, all right, dueling pistols. You will start at 30 paces. And, then reduce down to 10 increments as,
as you're still standing.
Yes, there we go. That's a good choice. As you're still standing. And they're like, okay. This is how we'll get it done. We're ready. We're going to, hopefully not get killed in a duel. I'm not going to get killed.
So the Harbinger dismisses the meeting, and And Winston pulls John aside and he tells him, I recommend that you spend the night somewhere safe.
Yeah.
So you can get here, safely in the morning and take care of business.
He's excommunicado. There could be plenty of people on the prowl for him. Mm-hmm. So it's a good choice.
And John holds up this little paper square that looks like a ticket. And he's like, I have to go somewhere first. And Winston's like, I would recommend sooner rather than later.
Yes.
And so John goes down. It's an old abandoned subway station. And, he walks up. There's this gate. And these homeless looking guys at the gate. And he gives them this card, this piece of paper. And they let him in. And he walks in. And the Bowery King.
The Bowery King is there. Lawrence Fishburne. It's been a while since we encountered him in this movie, but he is back and he's ready. He's got a suit.
Yes, he's got a brand new suit for John. And this one is upgraded. It's got upgraded Kevlar in it. And not only is it a jacket and pants, but it's also a vest.
It is.
It's a three-piece
It's classy.
suit.
It's classy.
Yes, it's a three-piece suit.
A vest.
So it's got a vest, which is also Kevlar lined. Give him a little extra protection.
That's true.
And so he also gives him a new gun.
And John's like, I don't need a new gun.
And he's like, oh, but you want one, don't you? And John's like, always.
And so he goes through this entire series of guns. He's got a new.
Well, he just gives him the one pistol. He gives him a new 9mm.
Also, new pistol. That's right.
The 21 round capacity.
New pistol, new suit. That's right. That's all this. Thank you.
But yeah, this pistol has a 21 round magazine.
Yes.
So
for those meals that need a lot of bite.
It's a Viper.
That's right. It is a Viper. So, and we don't realize, what
he's like, this Viper's got fangs.
Winston joins them down here too, right? Winston's joined him as they're talking about the pistol and the new suit.
There's the question though: how did Winston get in there? John needed that little ticket to get through the gate.
He knew the Bowery King was in
Winston
town.
Ride in with the Bowery King? And
yes.
Okay.
And then, so after they give him all this, John has one question. It's like, I need a route to get closer to the church. And so they do that. And the three of them get into this boat, into this little corridor, and they're enjoying their little adventure. Right? And so all of a sudden, there's these strobe lights, and you got Willy Wonka and Augustus Gloop. They're all just
and there's a chicken getting its head cut off on the wall.
It's so weird.
It's what?
And all of a sudden, Gene was like, "There's no business going slower." All the.
Am I the only one that hates that movie?
I'm sure there's other people that hate that movie. But right? No. Instead of that, they have a conversation about headstones. Yes. Right? And how after Sharon got killed, he had to think about what happened. And finally he realized the perfect thing to say was
friend.
Because above all else, Sharon was a friend to him. And all of a sudden you're crying. Ian McShane is making you cry.
So Ian McShane, Winston put friend on Sharon's headstone. And it gets John thinking.
Yes.
He doesn't say anything just yet, but it gets him thinking.
No. But they reach where John's supposed to disembark.
And as John
gets out of the boat, and all of a sudden he stops.
He says, loving husband. And Winston's like, what? It's like, on my tombstone, I want you to put loving husband.
And Winston just like, okay. And then the Bowery King says, "Long live the king!"
Dude, read the room.
So it's Fishburne. He's not going to read the room. He's like, "I'm going to give you the blue pill or the red pill."
But on my headstone, I wanted to say, "Long live the king."
Long live Trinity. I never liked her, but anyway. So they separate, right? He goes up, they go down, and Winston still has to get there too.
Mm-hmm.
As the second,
he tells him. Winston tells John that sunrise is at 6:03 a.m.
That's right,
or 6:08 a.m. One of the two.
Anyway,
either way. So he just has to get there by then.
Yeah.
But
John Wick, that shouldn't be a problem, right?
Have you not seen any of these John Wick movies? I mean, is the fourth one the first one you've seen?
Yes.
Because John Wick, he faces some resistance in getting.
Yes.
Getting
okay.
there.
Yes. There's. Mm-hmm.
So he climbs up out of a manhole cover. He climbs up out of a manhole and he's in the middle of the road.
Thankfully, it's actually like between the lines, so they're not likely to run over his head like a melon.
Yeah. And so, also as he's climbing up there, then the DJ on the radio. This part has very strong Warriors vibes.
Yes, it does. Oh, yes, yes.
Because you see the DJ, you just see her mouth and nose talking to no microphone.
She's about to love what she does,
and she's like, telling what's going on, and like using code words and stuff to let all the assassins know where John is.
Yep. And they'll gladly follow what she's telling them.
And I love how she's like, this song goes out to Mr. John Wick. There's nowhere to run.
Nowhere to
run. And then she starts playing Nowhere to Run.
Nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. And so that song's playing while all these people are trying to kill John in the middle of the road. Yeah.
It's basically like a chase, and he's in the middle of the road, the Arc de Triomphe, and he's killing a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They could have just stayed home with the cold. Like, nope.
Yep. There's one that's given him a particular bit of trouble, and he turns him into Mel Gibson's wife in Signs.
Yes, he does cut people in half in this series.
He crashes the car that he's driving into a van with this guy pinned between the two of them.
That happens, yeah. Uh-huh.
And yeah, and I love how just random civilians are still just driving past all this.
Oh yeah,
they're just driving through. Nothing. Nobody's stopping.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
Like this happens all the time. It's
yes.
It's just another Tuesday.
Yep, another Tuesday.
Well,
Tim Robinson's not there to really do the work of cleaning everything, but it's just another Tuesday.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're shooting at each other and fighting in the middle of the road, and everybody's just driving by.
Yeah, like it's nothing. People fight in the middle of the road all the time.
And eventually, he works his way over to some stairs.
Yes, he does.
The stairs that lead up to the location of the duel.
Up the stairs.
There are 222 stairs.
Well, before he gets to the stairs, he gets to another building.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right. He gets to a building, and so one of these groups
he
of
makes
people,
it through everybody trying
yes,
to kill him
that's,
in the car.
Yes. So in the cars, so he gets out of the road. He gets to this building, and before, like when the DJ was talking on the radio, then we see these guys preparing for battle.
Yeah,
they're loading up their weapons, they're loading up their rifles and stuff.
They're prepping, they're getting excited,
and they start reaching for boxes of Dragon's Breath rounds.
Yes,
for their rifles.
Yeah, and the DJ has given them updates about where he is.
Mm-hmm.
And they're tracking all this.
And yeah, so Dragon's Breath rounds, they don't just fire a bullet. They fire on the bullet in the midst of fire coming out of the barrel of this. Of
wait, wait! I get it.
Yeah.
Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. Dragons breathe fire. Yeah. So,
and what I love about this entire sequence, though, is that it takes it like from a bird's eye view of this building.
So so John goes into this building, and he's met by these guys with their rifles, with the Dragon's Breath rounds.
It starts like a normal John Wick action sequence.
Yeah, and so they're shooting fire people at him, fire encased bullets at him, and he takes one of them down, takes his rifle.
Bullets.
All right, Wonder Boy. So John kills one of the guys and takes his rifle, and so now he has those Dragon's Breath rounds, and he's rocking around, he's shooting people with it, and it's just like this fire is erupting out of the barrel of his rifle and just taking these guys down.
And, like, again, at first, like, it's a normal shot and you see it happen, and then it pans up and it's kind of getting the bird's eye view of this building, and it's just following John as he's going from room to room.
I love that because it's a bird's eye view, as if like there's no ceiling in this.
It looks
in here,
so
and it's just
cool,
showing he's going room to room and just taking all these guys out, and
you see the guys are trying to come up and be sneaky, but they can't be sneaky on John Wick.
No,
they get shot with Dragon's Breath.
And then you get Nobody. He's in there, and he starts shooting at John, and they're shooting back and forth, but they're missing each other.
And then I love how there's this one guy then as he's shooting with Nobody, and he's shooting at these other guys. Like he shoots him, and the guy kind of falls back, and John Wick kind of does a loop around and comes back to him as the guy's kind of on fire still, and this guy hasn't been put down yet, so he shoots him again, and then he flares up, and he falls down. Yep.
So then it just comes down to John and Nobody.
And this body's strewn about the floor on fire.
And so Nobody gets John down, and he's getting ready to shoot him. And Cheaty, the Marquis' big bruiser of a guy,
yes,
comes in, and Nobody sicks his dog on him.
Yep.
And Cheaty...
Well, no. John gets Mr. Nobody down, and Cheaty comes in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
John gets Nobody to kill Nobody.
Yeah, right? That's right. Yeah, John's about to kill Nobody.
And Cheaty comes in,
and the dog attacks
Cheaty.
The
dog attacks by himself, Cheaty.
And so Cheaty gets the dog down, and he's about to shoot the dog, and John...
And here's the woof! A scared
Yeah,
ball.
and so John looks over, sees Cheaty about to shoot this dog, and he pulls the gun away from Nobody and shoots Cheaty and saves the dog. And then...
And Miss Nobody all of a sudden realizes what John said. Then it turns on me like he saved this dog.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh boy.
So now Nobody's like, okay, well, John, I'm not going to try to kill you anymore because you just saved my dog.
You saved my dog.
So now I'm going to help you.
They're able to kind of both get away from the Marquis, right? And But John, as it's happening, he has to kind of like jump out this window, and he lands on this van to the base of these steps.
Yeah. And by the way, Chidi, when John shot him, he's not dead because he's wearing one of those suits.
Yeah, he's wearing one of those suits. Yes.
He just knocked him down and, knocked him away from hurting the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so he's at the bottom of these steps.
And these are not quite like the Ronin steps that if you've seen Ronin, the steps. They're similar to those Ronin
we
steps.
need to cover Ronin sometime. That's a good
Ronin
movie.
Steps. We need to cover Ronin because Ronin is one of my favorite movies.
We really need. It's been a long time since I've seen Ronin. We need to cover that movie.
Yes, we do. I love Ronin. I love that movie. Anyway, so he's at the bottom of the steps, and they will lead straight up to Soccer Core. Right, but I mean, this is like 200 or 300 steps.
It's 222 steps.
So he has to get up.
At least according to the DJ, it's 222 steps.
I just gotta go one step at a time.
Yep. So like there's a set of steps, and then there's a little landing, and then another set of steps, and another little landing. Going all the way up.
And there's the little cafe.
Maybe 20 steps or so in each landing.
And all the way down, like there's actually kind of an area that's kind of smoothed out that if you want to decide to slide down, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he starts going up, and the bands of assassins start coming at him again. Mm-hmm. So what's he gonna do?
So he's fighting his way up these.
He's gonna start killing everybody.
And so he's fighting his way up, killing people, throwing them down the stairs. And
right, yeah, and he's doing this all by himself. He is just throwing people down the steps. He's shooting.
Well, he's not doing it all by himself. Nobody's helping him.
Oh, nobody is helping him slightly right now. Yes.
A little bit.
Okay. But yeah.
And so
finally he gets up to a point. It's not at the very top yet, but he's close to it.
And Chidi shows up.
And he just delivers a massive punch. So you gotta remember at this point, John has been shot.
John is hurting.
He has fallen off motorcycles. He is hurting. He just tumbled all the way down to the bottom.
And Chidi punches him, and he goes rolling down these stairs. Every time I watch this scene, every time I watch him rolling down these stairs, I can't help but think of Black Sheep. When Chris Farley is rolling down that mountain.
It kind of feels like there needs to be a giant block of cheese tumbling after, and there's this random Scottish dude's like, I'm gonna get the cheese.
That's what happens in the Mel Brooks spoof for this movie.
Anyway, there is no giant block of cheese.
No, there's not.
There is not Chris Farley. None of that happens. Jack and Jill do not fall down the hill.
But John does. John goes rolling down this hill. And every time he comes to a landing, you think he's going to stop, but he keeps on rolling until he gets to the next set of stairs. And he just keeps going down.
You think that finally Hoosley stopped. Nope. He has just enough momentum to carry him down the next set of steps.
And so he gets all the way down to the bottom. And he gets up and he starts going right back up. And he's fighting his way back up there. And Chidi meets up with him again.
Well, before that, Kane meets with him first. And Kane's like, you gotta get up there.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. Yeah, because he's down at the bottom and John's like, he's about to give up. And Kane
looks at him like, how many minutes do you have?
And John looks at the watch like
3 minutes.
Maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes. And
all right.
Kane's like, all right, let's get you up there.
So they start finding their way up. And as this is happening, we actually cut to Soccer Core. And we see the marquee.
And we see Winston.
We see Winston. And we see a bunch of other people associated with the court, the table.
And
the Harbingers is like, looks like Mr. Wick's not going to join us. Like, hey, dude, he's got 3 minutes. This is John Wick.
He's got 3 minutes. Give him 3 minutes. Yeah.
And so, they get about halfway up, and it's both of them just shooting, slicing, killing people on the way up.
Well, before they started going up there, no, I guess it was after they. Yeah, I guess after this. So so they're fighting their way up, and they get about halfway up, and Chidi meets them.
Yep.
And
he gives a good punch and kick in on John again. Now he doesn't go all the way down this time.
He goes down a couple of sets of stairs, and then he gets back up. And this is when nobody shows up, and he's like, "John, I got this."
Yes, he is. He's just like that.
And he gets the dog, and he's like, "Nuts."
I love that.
And this dog runs up and clamps down on Chidi's nuts.
To shoot John.
Yep.
And everybody's like, nuts.
And this dog jumps up and just clamps down on Chidi's nuts.
He is not letting go. Like, the problem is, like, at this point, the scrotum has probably been detached.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably somewhere.
No, his entire member has probably been detached by now.
But his dog is not letting go. No. So it's all in the mouth. He is just, like, I honestly, like, at some point, the dog does detach from him, and he's...
it's not until after. So, John... After the dog takes Chidi down and is just chowing down on his crotch, then John shoots Chidi in the head as he's walking by. And the dog is still just going. He's still going at him.
And he stops and he lets go. And what I love is, like, before Mr. Nobody sits the dog on him, he's like, "You shot my dog. Mm-hmm. You ate my bird." Finally, the dog detaches, and they just execute Chidi right there afterwards. Because what's Chidi gonna do? He is bleeding profusely from the groin area.
Yeah.
His pelvis is just dripping of blood. There's nothing he can do now.
Chidi is the John Wick version of Zed now.
By the way, I can't take his name seriously.
I know, me neither. Because I know. We went to high school with a guy named Chidi.
It's not the movie's fault.
Nope.
They thought Chidi. Nope. That's the appropriate name here.
No, we went to high school with a guy named Chidi. He was very different than this Chidi. But every time I hear this guy's name, I think of Chidi.
Yep.
And Ike.
No, that's not the Chidi we knew.
No. But anyway, they make it up to the top.
He had a twin brother named Ike and Chidi.
Mm-hmm.
They should have done Mike and Ike.
Yeah. But anyway, they get to the top of the stairs.
As the sun is rising.
Yep. And
I think we neglected to say, like, if he was late, either one was late, it was an automatic forfeit in execution.
Yeah. And so they get to the top of the steps, and John, thanks Kane for his help. And Kane pulls out that sword and he stabs John in the hand. Right through his right hand. And John just, like, gives him this look. He's like, "What was that all about?" And then he gives him a cloth, a strip of cloth that he can wrap around his hand.
That's right.
He stabs his hand, and then he gives him a bandage for it.
Yes, very thoughtful.
So they get up there.
Goes over the rules, and they go advance the 30 paces.
They get their pistols, and they get one bullet.
And their
pistol
sponsors there go out with the bullet for them. They take the bullet, they put it in, and they wait for the signal, right? And the first time they both...
And John also has to take his jacket off and his vest off.
That's right.
They take their bulletproof clothes off. So I love this because John takes his jacket off and shakes it. All these bullets fall out. You hear him hitting the ground.
That's right.
And then he takes his vest off and does the same thing. You hear all these bullets fall off.
Like, damn. He's that good. And, hey, at this point, by the way, like, the Marquis probably still had an option to withdraw and just wait to see what the verdict would be.
Well, at this point, I don't know. He couldn't really withdraw because if he withdraws, then it's a forfeit and he gets executed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anyway, so...
Because the challenge has already been accepted.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And so, yeah, they go out 30 paces. And, the Harbinger, says fire, and they fire. They each hit each other in the arm.
Yeah.
Kane just grazes John's arm, and John actually shoots Kane in the arm. And John has to use his left hand because his right hand got stabbed. Right before all this. So they move forward 10 paces. And they shoot again. John gets hit in the shoulder this time. And Kane gets hit, I think, in the side.
Yeah, kind of the side. Like, not, yeah. I think it's like left side.
And so they move up another 10 paces. And they get their third and final round for their pistols. And
and everyone's getting ready to what's going to happen with this.
Everyone's getting ready
right here.
And Winston, when he brings John his last bullet, and he just looks at him, he's like, just kill him.
That's right. I love that part. Just kill him.
Just kill him.
The Nike suit shows up.
So, they're 10 paces, and the Harbinger says fire. Kane shoots. Kane shoots John in the stomach.
Yes,
area.
He does.
And so John drops to his knees.
Well, he gets up,
and he's sort of just laying there on the ground, and he's sort of leaning up a little bit, and the Marquis gets impatient, and he goes over to Kane, and he takes his dueling pistol from him. He tells Kane to give him the gun, and Kane says, "Is my daughter safe? Is my daughter free?"
Well, before that, right, you gotta remember, like, they go through the different paces and they finally get to the last one. Yeah, and he shoots John, and then John gets hit, right? He falls over, and then Marquis thinks he's won.
Yeah.
And he's impatient about things. He's like, I can claim the coup de grace.
Yeah, he's like, I want the coup de grace. I want to be the one to kill
Kane.
I want to be the one to kill John.
I want to be the one to kill John Wick.
I have the conch.
I have the conch. And all of a sudden, Piggy gets...
A rock falls off a cliff. And then, so he goes over to Kane, and he's like, give me your pistol.
Is my daughter safe? Is she free?
Like, is my daughter free?
Am I free?
Well, he just asked about his daughter.
Yes, you are.
He just asked about his daughter. He's like, is my daughter free? He's like, yes, she is. So are you. And he takes the pistol, and he puts a bullet in it, and he walks over.
Winston, he's looking around. He's like, oh, what's happening here? And I was like, okay, I guess I'm about to maybe die.
No, Winston knows what's happening.
No, Winston does know what's going to happen.
Winston and John had a plan.
Winston is observant.
Well, they also had they had a plan about this whole thing, and Kane was part of it too.
Yes,
Kane was part of their plan.
He was. He knew what was going to happen,
and so
they all know what's going to happen. And
John, so the Marquis walks up to John, and he puts that gun in John's face. And Winston,
what did he say to him?
Winston,
the Marquis says something first before Winston does. Yeah. What does the Marquis say?
Winston says something along the lines of like, "You arrogant son of a bitch."
Well, that's what he says. Yeah. But yeah, and the Marquis like it's like you've lost, you've lost,
Mr. Wick, something
like
along those lines.
He's mocking.
Mm-hmm. And before he can pull a trigger,
he thinks he's defeated John Wick.
Yes.
What the? Why do you think he defeated John Wick?
Before he can pull a trigger,
he got grazed with a bullet in the side. Have you seen what this guy has survived?
Well, he didn't get grazed by this one. He got shot through the kidney region.
Yes, that's true. Yes. And he thinks he's won.
He thinks he's won, and he's got that gun in John's face. He's about to pull the trigger, and then Winston just starts chuckling.
Smirks and chuckles.
And he's like, "You arrogant son of a bitch." And
he didn't. And Marquis stops. And
Marquis stops, and he looks over at Winston, and Winston's like,
He didn't shoot.
And he turns back to John, and John's got his gun in the Marquis' face and shoots him right between the eyes.
He says, consequences.
He's like, consequences.
Oh, no. That's what he says. He says something about rules to John.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And then John's like,
consequences, and shoots the Marquis right between the eyes.
What a great double use of, like, of a one-liner.
Mm-hmm.
Winston's like, you arrogant son of a bitch.
He didn't shoot.
And then you see the Marquis, like, he gets the oh shit face.
Mm-hmm. And he turns to John, and John just pulls that gun up.
Sitting up, and he's got a gun, a pistol right in his face. And he points it, it just goes the middle of
just right between the eyes.
Between the eyes.
And then
you see the blood just spatter out, and he just drops dead.
Yep.
And Mr. Nobody, he's been watching all this.
Mm-hmm. He's just kind of laughing.
He just laughs like, "Oh, that's awesome!
That's awesome."
He's drinking the beer.
He's got his beer.
The beer, the dog.
Yeah, he's got a little dog bowl. He pours the beer to the dog.
That's the best thing I've seen in my life.
And so he's so anyway.
And then I look at the Harbinger's like, it's like, Mr. Wick has won.
Yeah, Mr. Wick has won. Winston,
you and your daughter are free.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at Mr. Wick like, your obligation to the table has been completed.
You are free.
And he looks at Winston's like Mr. Manager, you will have your title restored.
Your hotels will be
rebuilt. Good day, gentlemen.
The only thing he can't do is give him Sharon back. He can't bring Sharon back from the dead.
No.
So they're going to have to find a concierge that's as good as Sharon, which is going to be a tall order.
And I love how he tells all these other people, they're like, we're done here. And they start cleaning up everything.
Yeah, they just start packing up.
Except the Marquis.
Yeah. They start packing everything up, and they just leave the Marquis laying there.
Like, here's this guy connected to the high table, like, yeah, man, well, he's dead. We're just going to leave him.
So.
And then John looks over at Winston.
John looks over at Winston and just tells him, "Take me home."
Take me home. I'm like, of course, son.
And so, like after all of this, after everything that went on with the Marquis there, with John tricking him into coming in close so he could kill him, then it became clear that when Winston said just kill him, he wasn't talking about Kane.
No. He was talking about the Marquis.
But anyway, so John looks at Winston and he's like, "Take me home." And Winston's like, "I will." And then John goes and starts walking down the stairs.
Yep.
Not the same stairs that he was coming up before.
Different stairs.
Bigger steps. And he just starts walking down them, and I love this. He pulls his belt. He takes his belt off, and as he's pulling it through the belt loops, all these mag pouches just fall off his belt and just start falling all over the stairs.
He's done. He's like, it's finished. He's like Frodo and Sam, like, it's done. It's finished. And this time, no, they don't have it. Obviously, they had nothing on. They had to dump everything earlier, but John Wick still has all these bag pouches, like you said. And then he just collapses on the steps. And that's it.
Yeah, he collapses on the steps. Actually, no, he sits down and he looks at the sunrise.
Oh, that's right.
And he says, Helen.
He says Helen. That's right. And he has visions
of Helen.
And
he has
because
visions
this is
of
why,
Helen.
again, we did say Bridget Moynahan does show up in this movie. And this is where she does.
He's remembering times with Helen. And then he sort of just falls over to his side. And then it cuts back to New York.
And the same little plot where Sharon was.
Well, it's a cemetery. It's different. It's right. We see that they buried John right next to Helen.
Yep, and it's the Bowery King.
headstone. The headstone. John's headstone says "loving husband," and Helen says "loving wife." And yeah, the Bowery King and Winston.
Bowery King is like, I never thought I'd see to live the day. Which I agree. Like, no one kills John Wick. John Wick's dead. John Wick's buried. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's no way this is true.
But, I mean, at least the one that killed John Wick was someone worthy.
And it was all part of
Cain
a plan.
Was, worthy of killing him.
This is the whole thing. We can say the Marquis looks at Cheaties, people either need something to die for, to live for, or to kill for. And he says Cain has all three.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, he doesn't realize that even though, Helen is dead, John Wick fits into all three of those too.
Yep.
He completely misunderstands what's going to happen here.
But right before the duel, we didn't mention this. John and Cain have a little exchange when they're about to, when they're at the 30 paces. John says, "Those who cling to life, or those who cling to death, live." And then Cain says, "Those who cling to life die."
Yes. And that's where they kind of know what the plan should be.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this aspect because they meet themselves in this church before that night also, where John's praying, Cain's praying, and Cain's like, "Do you think your wife hears?" He's like, and John's like, "I don't think so, but I might be wrong, and that's why I am in this church, because maybe she does hear me when I pray. I don't think she does, but she might."
Mm-hmm.
And so it fits, where Cain understands that John can see being his death as being this actual way towards his wife while he remains alive.
Yeah.
In whatever way you want to interpret that to be.
Yeah.
He is not going to he is not cleaning the life and death in the way the Marquis is seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of the Marquis' fatal mistakes. He can't see a larger, more cosmic picture of things.
No. So
anyway, so we're at the gravestones, and then John, the Bowery King's like, "What do you think, he's in heaven or hell?" And Winston's like, who knows? Right? But I feel safer knowing John Wick's probably still on my side somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then, the Bowery King leaves, and we have Winston. He is just standing there still at John's grave.
Yeah. He puts his hand on the headstone.
And he's like, "Farewell, my son."
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves. And the credits roll.
But he says it in Russian.
Yes, he does. Oh, he does say in Russian, "Thank you." That's a good point. It's a good point.
And so as he walks away, the credits start to roll.
And we realize John Wick has killed everybody again.
Yes, John Wick has killed everybody again. And yeah.
And that is the end of John Wick Chapter 4.
Well, no, it's not.
Well, it's not entirely. There is a credit sequence.
Because there is a post-credits scene where
Akira shows up.
First off, it shows Mia, Kane's daughter, playing her violin. Right.
And, sure, yeah.
And Kane is walking toward her. And then it shows Akira on the other side walking toward Kane. And she pulls a knife. And then it fades to black.
And that's at the very end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not mid-credits.
After the credits.
The true
post-credits
sequence.
Yeah.
Post-credits.
So, what's going to happen next?
Do we get a movie about them?
Maybe.
Do we get... There's supposed to be a movie about Kane.
There is supposed to be a movie about Kane.
Maybe that ties in there somehow. Maybe. Or maybe the Kane movie is entirely separate. It takes place in the 60s, which would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. But they have also confirmed that they are currently working on John Wick Chapter 5.
Yeah.
So it could be in there. And that's going to be interesting because if it's a true John Wick movie, then it'll have John Wick. And if he died in this one, did they fake his death so that people stop coming after him?
Wow. Yeah, that's a good question.
Or, is he a zombie?
Is he a zombie?
Or is it like a Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey situation?
I do want to see
where he goes to hell and he beats the Grim Reaper in Battleship and all sorts of other games. And then he gets him to bring him back to Earth.
I do want to see what they do, though. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
We will find out. But
it's
a great little series of movies.
It's a very fitting end to the story.
Absolutely.
If they hadn't decided to do a John Wick Chapter 5, then it would be a great ending for the saga of John Wick.
Yes, it would. It would.
Because really the only way out of all of that is death.
Right. No, I mean,
totally. Out of that world. Is for John to finally be able to be reunited with Helen.
Reunited.
And it feels so good.
Yeah, no, it's the only way you can really do that. And I think hopefully that'll be So it's John Wick though. It's just
such an awesome series.
Yeah. Every movie just did its own thing. And then it wasn't afraid to create new characters for each one.
Nope. They all added
just go
to the world.
Just go where the story took them and this crazy stuff. But yeah. And we'll see what happens with John Wick Chapter 5, if he's actually alive or not.
Mm-hmm. Or if John Wick Chapter 5 is going to be about Winston or about Kane.
Might be it could be about somebody else. I haven't really thought about that, but that's true.
I mean, my guess is it's not going to be about Kane because they have a separate Kane movie that they were doing. But
yes.
But yeah, so that is John Wick Chapter 4.
John Wick Chapter 4. Great movie.
I'm sure eventually when they do come out with John Wick Chapter 5, we'll talk about that one too.
We probably will, yes.
But yeah, and now the question though about that one is how long is it going to be? Because each John Wick movie has gotten longer. It feels weird
going shorter, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Haven't thought about that. Yeah, okay.
But anyway, anything else that...
I think that's it. I think we're good.
All right. So, as always, if you enjoy what you're hearing, then go ahead and check us out on our social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram and Threads. It is Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. The and is spelled out. A-N-D. It's not an ampersand like the name of the podcast. We are also on X or Twitter. That is R&T Cinematic. And you can also check out our Letterboxd. That is Cine Adventure or Cine Adventure. CANE Adventure. So you can check out our reviews that we've done of various movies, and we've done on the podcast, and we haven't done some we will do, some we won't do. And, also just send us an email at robandtonycinematicadventure@gmail.com. Once again, the and is spelled out. A-N-D. It's not an ampersand like in the name of the podcast. But let us know what you thought about John Wick Chapter 4. About all the John Wick movies.
All of them.
I mean, are you a lover of John Wick like we are? Or do you hate John Wick? What are your thoughts? We want to hear from you. And go to our social media. Give us a like and a follow. Go to your favorite podcast app wherever you're listening to us. Subscribe. Give us a good rating, a good review. That's how we move up in the rankings and the search and the recommendations. And that way we can reach more ears and we can, find more people that enjoy listening to us ramble on and on about these movies. Because we know that you're out there. We know people enjoy discussing movies.
Those out there. Yes.
We love discussing movies. And we know there are more people like us out there. So, next time, we're getting into the summer movie season.
Ooh, summer movies. Blockbusters.
Summer movies. Yes. So we have our summer blockbuster series.
I love it.
We're starting up. Now, summer movies. The summer movie season traditionally has started with Memorial Day.
But
thereabouts.
It's kind of expanded.
It's kind of expanded a little bit to really be more of the entire month of May for the most part through August.
It has.
It used to be Memorial Day to Labor Day basically, but now it's mostly just like all of May through August, maybe even the beginning of September.
They incrementally moved it.
Yes.
For a while there, they moved it the week before Memorial Day, and then the week before, and then the week before.
Yes. So we have a great movie to kick off this year's summer blockbuster series.
We do.
That technically it came out a week or two before Memorial Day, but it's still included in that whole in the current. It was
such a massive hit.
Yes, it's still included in the current stretch of summer movies, because it was a May release. But that movie, we are going to travel all the way back to 1986.
I love the 80s.
To one of Tom Cruise's biggest movies.
And he had a lot of huge movies at that time.
Mm-hmm. But this is a movie that is synonymous with Tom Cruise.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
We are going to be talking about the 1986 classic about naval aviators, Top Gun.
Top Gun.
The original Top Gun. We're not talking about Top Gun Maverick just yet.
Maybe next year.
There's a good chance we may talk about Top Gun Maverick one of these days.
I think there's a lot of people that still haven't seen this movie, and so it's kind of exciting.
Mm-hmm. But yes,
I think it's perfect because
our next movie.
In this movie, they travel to Berlin, and in Top Gun, Berlin has a top song on that soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. 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 Take my breath away.
There's so much about this movie that defines what a summer blockbuster is, and so it's going to be a great way to start.
And I love that is the connecting tissue between these two movies. Berlin.
I told you it was going to be worth it.
I did not think it. Like before we started recording, you were telling me that you had a great connection. That didn't even cross my mind. Well done, sir.
I told you it was going to be worth it. I told you the connection was there.
Well done.
But yeah, the Top Gun epitomizes like 80s filmmaking and music.
Yes.
80s to the core. And I can't wait. I can't wait to discuss it.
I can't wait to discuss it either. I love this movie. It is such a great movie.
Are we can't play the drinking game while we do the show, can we?
No, but we can talk about it.
All right. Anyway. It's gonna be a fun show.
It is. It will be a great one. So join us next time for Top Gun.